again, I've watched some of like the newer stuff. Like I said, the remake with Denzel's Magnificent Seven.
310 to Yuma.
310 to Yuma with Russell Crowe.
You'd love it.
That was also good.
Please tell me you like Tombstone.
I've not seen any old westerns.
Have
they remade Tombstone? We've had this conversation before. Because I want to say I came over one time and it was on, and I was just like, what is that?
That
and
hurt.
Derek was just like,
that
you
hurt.
don't know Tombstone?
That hurt.
Three, two, one. Well, hello. We can't even do the 3, 2, 1 before Brian just starts laughing. Welcome. Oh my God, he's got his phone out.
Yep, I got a lot of material over here.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Welcome to everybody to episode 49 of the Coffee and Ketchup podcast. We're glad you decided to click or download or listen in to us. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Hit that little button. It costs $3. Nothing to you. And it greatly goes to help us out. If you could also like the video, if you hear something you like, and if you don't dislike it, it's all right. We'll gain traction either way. Are you laughing at me?
What is wrong?
Let me get through the intro.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize we had Ace Bandage as a sponsor.
Listen,
now.
we need to, bro. I've probably spent $70 in 3 days or in 2 days, and in 1 day.
I'm confused.
Are you? Oh, wait a minute. The NBA playoffs are going on. You look
Listen,
like Allen Iverson over
I
here with a
was
half
trying-
sleeve.
Hey, will you hold your
Listen.
arms up so they can see you?
I can't even.
I'm.
And then on my leg, you can see my leg down there too. Listen,
Did you do
Dallas
the electric
called
slide?
when Luka started having knee trouble. Dallas called and was like, "Can you limber up and get ready?" And I called him back after I tried to limber up and get ready, and I said, "Probably not this year." You know, here's
What?
me limbering up.
What? I mean, so thank God we have video this week.
Yeah.
After last week's debacle.
because this is nothing to be missed. That's for sure.
No.
This episode brought to you by Ace Bandage.
Chris, what's going on with you, buddy?
Well, now that everybody's gotten a good laugh,
Please tell
You
us.
know?
I
Please
wasn't
tell us.
laughing yesterday.
yeah, nobody was really laughing yesterday. I laughed a little bit yesterday, but so
Nervous
yesterday,
laugh?
this would have been Wednesday of last week by the time this comes out. I laid down my motorcycle. It came out from under me. I was taking a turn. There was a bunch of gravel and stuff on the road that I was unaware of, didn't see in time. And I just went to go take the turn, probably about 45, 50 mile an hour. And then there was no more bike beneath me. So I took a little slide, traded some pavement, skin with the pavement, and here we are. Very, very lucky. There was no other car involved. I didn't get hit by anybody. It was all just kind of like road rash. I didn't break anything. I'm very sore, obviously, because I fell on the ground at 50 mile an hour. But that's it. Sore, road rash, probably be bandaged up for at least a week or two. But all in all, walked away, nothing major, very blessed. So, yeah. Good times,
So, and you may not even be able to tell me this, but did you go to flipping or did you just slide? What?
I slid, so I was taking a right-hand turn, so I came down, and that's why my right leg is the worst. It looks like ground beef. I got some pictures. We're not going to show it on YouTube.
Yeah, please don't.
They'll take the video down. It looks terrible. But so I did that, and then I kind of about halfway through the road, I must have rolled over because my elbow's been messed up, and I've got some rash on this left arm. So I must have flipped over at least once, but I didn't roll, tumble, or nothing. I still remember it pretty clearly. Actually,
slow motion.
Last time I kind of
There
did
was
something
never
like this, I
any
was
of this.
definitely getting high. This is the only time this has ever happened since I've been clean. And I kind of just remember. I just remember, hitting it. I was like, okay, well, there's gravel there, and kind of hitting. And I remember sliding about halfway from the lane I was in into the other lane, and it felt like I was slowing down. And I think I tried to get up right then, okay, that wasn't even that bad. But I had not really slowed down, and it kind of flipped me over. Then I went off in the dirt.
So, and again, I'm the detailed person, so I need to know. So you slid the bike, you slid the bike down.
Yeah.
And then what'd you do? You got up, you picked yourself up and called the law? What'd you do?
No, other people saw it. They had already called the ambulance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they came and checked you out.
Listen, anytime somebody, if you have like a fender bender, people may or may not call the cops. Anytime a motorcycle goes down, everybody's calling the ambulance. And that's good. That's a good thing because I'm, of course, adrenaline pumping, stubborn. I'm just like, I'm fine, blah, 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 blah. But in the moment, you really need to get checked out. Yeah. And the ambulance came. And, of course, as they're legally obligated to do, they suggested I go to the hospital, which I did not. But they did. They just kind of wrapped me up, and they were just like, listen. It wasn't so bad. Listen, if you get road rash bad enough where there's like gravel and stuff stuck in it, do you know what they have to do? They go to Ace Hardware maybe and get a wire. Essentially, it's a wire grill brush and just start grating until they get down to bare flesh that doesn't have gravel mixed in with it. Yeah. So they didn't have to do that. So
Okay.
they cleaned it and then put a bunch of bandages on me, and they were just like, listen, alternate Tylenol and ibuprofen every 4 hours. Keep it covered until it starts to scab.
All right, so we're recording this on a Thursday.
Yeah, it was at lunch on Wednesday, about 12:30.
Yesterday at lunch.
Yeah, yesterday at lunch.
Wow.
I got the bike in the back of the truck, took it to the house, changed clothes, and then went back to work. Just went back to work. I had stuff to do.
Because
I'm that guy.
Yeah, you're that guy. So Brian told me, now this is one thing I think that's important too. Brian said last night he was telling me this is the first time that you haven't worn your jacket.
Yes. So yesterday was hot. I had no plans to have to come to Dublin. I was driving 3 miles to work and back. Okay. And I'm just like.
That's when it happened? In the 3 mile trip?
Coming back from lunch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was coming back from lunch. I had to go meet up with somebody to try to pay my rent. And I was just, like I said, I was not going to be on the bike for more than about 10 minutes that day. Maybe a round trip 5-10 miles. And, as I've done before, worn shorts and a T-shirt, all that kind of stuff.
So you had on shorts?
No, I had on jeans.
Okay.
But, jeans and nothing
and a
except
T-shirt.
Nothing except for what is made to slide is going to slide. It's all just going to rip.
So you had jeans and a cut-off sleeveless T-shirt or a tank top.
I had my Harley Davidson leather vest. No, I had a T-shirt on and jeans and boots.
And so did it rip your jeans all up?
Yeah, rip my jeans
shirt all up.
Especially where the bike came down on it and really smashed it to begin with.
Okay.
And the bike, I carry full coverage on my bike.
And the reason I'm having all the questions is because I've never talked to anybody that's ever laid one down.
Yeah. Like I said, it's one of those things. No further questions, Your Honor.
Listen.
It's one of those things where, like, if you choose to ride a motorcycle, there are a lot of things you can do to make it the safest ride possible. Right. But there's a reason it is the statistically least safest travel available. It's just because you don't have four wheels. If you kind of lose traction, you're going down.
Now let me ask you this.
No further questions.
Let
me ask you one more.
This is my last question. So obviously, when you went home for lunch or wherever you went for lunch, when you came back, it was the same route, same route. I don't know how you say it.
I hadn't been on that route yet that day.
Okay.
Because it was kind of coming back from town.
Okay.
But it's a route that I've gone many, and really that turn is kind of a veer off turn. It's not like a stop sign 90 degrees.
Yeah. So where'd the gravel come from?
I don't know. I haven't. I don't know.
Okay.
Did you put it out?
I've picked it apart as much as I can now. I don't know where else I can go to understand.
I've definitely taken that turn a lot faster. Okay. But I was just riding normal that day, probably because I wasn't a T-shirt. But yeah, it was the first day since last summer that I had not worn my jacket, and here we are.
Okay. I'm glad I didn't answer the phone when Shelley called me initially.
Why?
Go ahead. I don't.
Because I just in my mind she had calmed down a little bit.
Sure.
And that's all I needed to hear on the other end of the phone is Chris wrecked his motorcycle, and I'm in pieces.
Right. Yeah. Listen, she handled it very well when I first called her. I was like, listen, I'm okay. I'm standing. I did wreck my bike. This is where I'm at. And then she came. The worst phone call was my mom. That's one of those phone calls where I'm just like off the muscle. She called me later on that day when she got off work, and I was like, listen, I'm okay. I'm fine. Okay.
So what, she heard about it?
No. She didn't know anything.
She was calling just to talk to you.
No, I had texted her after it happened, but I knew she was at work. I was just like, hey, just give me a call whenever you get a second. She called, and I was like, listen, everything's fine. I'm okay.
And then you told her.
But this did happen today.
Let me tell you what would really have been cool, because this is what I would have done if it were me and I had laid my bike down and I wanted to tell my mom. I'd have FaceTimed her. That's something you can do with an Apple phone. With an Apple iPhone, you can FaceTime.
Yeah, but you
video.
can only FaceTime with
Video.
other losers with an Apple iPhone.
Exactly.
That's nobody in my
That's
family.
my point.
We are
point.
another level of intelligence.
So
Keith is going to come for you in the comments for this.
I hope
My
he
dad has an iPhone.
I hope he
He's
does.
been converted. He's been converted. And
Keith, we
he
need
very
a
well may be
comment
the
every
smartest.
week.
It definitely
doesn't
would not
matter
hurt.
what it is.
Yeah, you can flip off Brian every week. It doesn't matter. Just any comments would help.
So,
well, I'm glad you're all right. I'll say that for
Yeah.
the record.
Yeah,
And
man, like,
I've really played it in my head. Obviously, I know where that veer is at, and I, coming from the other direction, I mean, God, you don't want to slide under a vehicle going 10, 15 miles an hour.
Right.
And that's about what they're going right there.
Yeah, they're coming to a stop. But still, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're doing 40, 50. I don't want to be up under a car at 2 miles an hour.
No.
You know.
Like I said, it could have been.
What, Derek?
Definitely could have been way worse. Very blessed. Like I said, a lot of cuts, some bruises. I'll be sore for a good week. And then I got to get with the insurance about whether we're going to fix or total the bike.
Wait just a minute now. I'm Ken Nugent. I just wanted to let you know, we need to figure out where that gravel came from. If there was some kind of gravel truck that was going up the road that may have dumped that gravel out accidentally.
Listen.
That's what we need to do. Is there any kind of cameras on that road we can
There's
look
no
at
kind of
possibly?
cameras, but I will
The
say,
peanut place don't have cameras?
after talking with the police at the scene and telling them that, went by that today in the car, that road is spotless. They came out there with broom and dust.
Did you take any pictures?
No, I didn't take any pictures. And again, it's not because it's one of those things where
Just cutting up Ken. I'm just joking. Ken.
You better tell him,
I
'cause
know,
he watches.
I know he watches.
So for what happened, and I know, lawsuits are big, and I'm definitely not trying to take the high road. It's like, I would never do that. You know what I mean? In this kind of situation, in my mind, it seems like a lot of work for maybe not a little return.
Yeah.
Again, I was just, especially in the moment, I was just glad I was standing. Because like I said,
I'd be going after the Hardy peanut people.
they set up right out there.
I mean,
I'm
you've
gonna
been
free
here all
peanuts
morning.
for life.
You've been here all morning. You had to see that gravel.
Yeah.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap the Mike Costello thing.
You want to hear something crazy? The first time I heard that rap, I was in jail. And I know, yes, this is way back when I first started getting locked up. I was in Bibb County Jail, and I heard it on TV, and all I could think was, this dude's an idiot. He'll never make. Is he rapping his number?
Absolutely.
Hey, what is it? 877 MIKE Mike Costello?
Yeah.
Something like
Listen,
that.
everybody knew it though. Everybody, you think all the
That's
people
right.
in jail? Hey, they know that rap.
That's right.
Yeah.
Remind me, y'all, if y'all will. I need to get a Allen wrench and tighten this up. I just realized that.
Do you have Allen
I
wrenches?
think I got one in my
Give
toolbox.
Allen his wrenches back, man.
Yeah, I got Allen's wrenches.
Yeah. So, anyways, to wrap it all up with that, I'm all right.
Thank God.
True. We'll see what happens with the bike. But hey, everything's all right. I'm okay. Still doing a bike. Went back to work the same day. Probably
Now-
stay in bed most of the weekend this weekend, but.
You need a name you can trust. Call Buckeye Preferred Services. They are insured with over 35 years experience in custom tree felling, crown reduction, whole tree removal, as well as stump grinding and cleanup. They are cutting out your problems one limb at a time, serving the greater Middle Georgia area and beyond. You can find their Facebook in the description and call them at 478-484-2178 or 478-278-5574.
Now, I can recall when we worked together for so long, you would leave for lunch and go pay rent or whatever. Come back by and grab some lunch. Did you happen to eat anywhere that day?
I had a sandwich in the fridge when I got back.
Oh, okay. So you ate there on property.
Yeah.
With a sandwich that you made.
Yeah.
So,
bring my lunch.
so what I hear you saying, Mr. Russ, is that you left property your job, and you went to handle your business, pay your rent,
Sure.
come back to property, and you did not stop at any restaurants.
That is correct. On the motorcycle. That is the only time that's going to happen.
Okay, very good. Reason I ask you, I'd like to bring in Exhibit A,
You're laughing. I'm familiar with this.
if you will.
I'm in my element right now. You know how many times I've done this kind of stuff?
I'm going to read you an excerpt from a Facebook post from just last week.
Okay.
And this is what the post says. Now, keep in mind, this was posted on the Bleckley, Cochran, Georgia News and Information,
Okay.
which I have been making a very good effort to stay off of, that along with their sister Lawrence County info.
Thank you, Aaron. Carry on.
The post reads like this, if I will. Had lunch at Captain D's in Cochran. Had fish, shrimp, fried pickles, and fried okra. And it tasted all the same and made me and my wife sick. Don't waste your time and money taking shots at your beloved Captain D's over there in Cochran.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that sounds like a health issue. You need to consult your physician. If the fish and pickles don't taste different, I don't think that's a Captain D's thing. You know, vinegar versus fish. Come on.
Maybe get baked. I mean, hey.
Listen, and I'll stand behind it. I think all but McDonald's and Cochran do what they're supposed to do pretty well. I think most of them are understaffed. You are not going to get it very fast, you know, but you should get it in a decent amount of time. And from what I've experienced, especially like Popeyes across the street,
Yes.
half the time, just because I don't think they do a lot of money, they'll have like 2 people working in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll pull up, you know, and I'll be like, hey, can I get this? Like, listen, we're very short staffed. Might be 10 minutes, you know. And I'm just like, that's fine.
Okay.
But they're always very nice, and the food is always good.
Okay.
That wasn't very nice of whoever that person
Well,
was.
listen, I took a different spin on it, Chris,
Okay.
because they said they had fish, shrimp, fried pickles, fried okra,
Yep.
and they're complaining about getting sick. So I responded,
That was a Captain D.
Captain D's.
Go ahead.
How did you respond there, Brian?
I'm glad that you asked.
Mm-hmm.
I had the same problem at Lieutenant E's a while back.
Lieutenant Ease. I swear to God.
Here we go.
I had fried fish, fried shrimp, fried pickles, fried okra, fried chicken, fried gizzards, fried mozzarella
Fried
sticks.
gizzards?
Gizzards. That's what he said.
Gizzards. I can't see. Gizzards. Fried mozzarella sticks and a large Diet Coke.
And a large Diet Coke. Gotta watch them calories.
And I got sick too. It's a shame what these restaurants are doing these days.
That's pretty good. That's
Did
one
you-
of the better ones you've ever done.
Did you ever get a response?
No.
Come on.
Nah.
Oh, that's no
No,
fun.
they're wise to his games. now.
Yeah, they are.
I thought you were reading off your Jack's by the River menu.
Speaking of,
fried this, fried that, fried this, fried that. Some of that fried.
The day that I responded to that, we went to Jack's on the River.
May I?
Have at it.
May I? So
Please.
I've got to tell you.
Tell us.
So we double dated, Brian and Aaron, and me and JJ, and we went to Jack's on the River. It was on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that thing.
There was oh my
Packed,
gosh,
son.
they were up and down the road, and that was at 6.
6. Yeah, 6:30.
I couldn't believe it. So it was on Mama's birthday. So the girls had already, or the ladies had already gotten Mama a cake. We were going to the dance when we left. From Jack's on the
Gonna go
River.
cut that rug.
We were going to go cut the rug, 2-step a little bit. So when we pull up, we said, Aaron got to talking about how Brian knows so many people. And Aaron's not from around
He
here.
knows quite a few.
So we made a bet before we ever got out of the vehicle. And we said, okay, whoever knows the most people when we come up, from the duration, from the time we're in
All
there.
4 of y'all?
Yes. And
Okay.
Erin's not from around here, and
Right.
JJ already said, she probably wouldn't win.
No, I would think it would be between the two of y'all.
So, because JJ's not from here originally either. So we said, okay, whoever wins, whoever knows the most people when we go in here and we come out, get to be the first one to walk into the dance, get to carry the cake. So they're the hero, basically, when they walk in and Mama sees them with the cake. And so they're the winner, I guess you would say. So we went in there, and I saw some folks. I saw Bones and his wife and family before we ever got in there. Of course, he's down there hugging necks and stuff before we ever go in as well.
Oh, he's hitting that parking lot.
Yeah, he was.
The second he stepped
but
out
that's
of the
where
truck,
everybody
it's
was
over
at
there.
because the place was full.
Yeah.
And there was probably 30 people outside.
I'm surprised he didn't walk around East Dublin going to people's
Jack's
houses.
on the river. Jack's on the river. And so anyway, we go up there, and I'm talking to Bones, and I'm speaking to him, and all of a sudden we have a table because Erin pre-planned, and she got us a reservation. She reserved a table
She
before we went
is
in there.
much smarter than
Yes,
you two.
exactly.
She's on
Yeah.
it.
So we go in there, and I hate to drag this out, but I got to put you there as best you can.
We
in
got
your
time
mind.
to fill, Derek.
So,
Drag it.
so we go in there, and all of a sudden, I see, we're counting as we go. I'm at 5, and Brian's at 8 or whatever. Then all of a sudden, one of the ladies that works there comes over, and he hugs her neck, and that's
Same lady I know?
Yeah.
that's so and so, and I was like,
I would have
okay.
got one.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's at
You know
9.
her.
He's at
You
9
know her.
now, and I'm sitting at 5. And then I finally was like, okay, I gotta try to get fancy here.
Please tell me you made some stuff up.
So what happened was I'm sitting at the door. Okay, the door's behind me to the right. Brian's right here. So there's a bunch of people that way, and there's some this way, but there's a lot of people that way that I can see. So I see somebody coming up, and Brian's sitting across from me, and then Erin next to him, and JJ next to me. And as the person's coming up, I said, "Hey, Alice, how you doing?" And I whispered it low. "Hey, Alice, how you doing?" And as soon as I said it, Brian looked at me. He goes, "You don't know her. You made that up."
That's not her name.
He's the king of that.
That was his
not-
exact words. That's not her name.
That's his
not her
game.
name.
You
It's
not her
can't,
name.
you can't beat him at that game.
So anyway,
Because he'll do it loud and have
So-
them thinking that's who they are.
So I realized
my
the
name?
ship was sinking pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, about that time, somebody comes up and JJ starts talking to her. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
JJ creeping up from
JJ's at 3 and Brian's at 15 and I'm at 12.
48.
So I'm at 12. So about that time, the woman that she's talking to says, "Yeah, we came up here for somebody's birthday," and she says, "We got about 30 people back there," and I'm sitting there going, "Holy smokes, we're fishing to both get taken over by
Finna pad
JJ.
the deck a little
30
bit.
people are fishing to come by, and she's gonna know every one of them, and it's just gonna blow everything out of whack." So that didn't happen, but I got to tell you this: we're sitting there, and they brought us the tickets. They brought us 2 tickets for us to pay. Well, Brian, and I wish I had a piece of paper in my hand. This is the only way it's going to make it good. So Brian sits there, and I'm going to take these gift
You wanna
cards
give me
I've
some
got.
money?
These gift cards I have.
oh.
So pretend like
Is
these
there
are.
any money on those gift
I
cards?
think so.
He's over there. He's like, I'll refill them one day.
$2.17.
Unfortunately, one of them's from Red Lobster. I probably got $50 on it. Well, that's not going
Because
to be able
it's
to use.
trash.
Well,
it's
it's
closed.
closed. It closed now. So
Wow,
I
wonder
hope
why.
I hope everybody that worked there.
For
does,
those who
does
don't know,
fine.
Red Lobster used to be a seafood restaurant here in Dublin.
So
By name only.
we're sitting there,
Trash.
and they both. There's 2 tickets sitting there for us to pay the bill. About that time, Brian's looking at me, and he goes, "Watch this," and he's sitting there holding it up.
Because people are walking by me now.
They're coming by her,
Coming
and
from
he
the
goes,
back room, going to the cash register to pay their bill.
Right.
he goes,
right.
I think you said any takers.
Yeah.
Any takers?
Yeah.
And then finally he
And I told somebody, before you tell that part, I told somebody, I said, "Get mine this time, and I get yours next time."
he did.
Did
By
you
this
do that when we went?
Probably.
By this time, we're done eating. We're getting ready to leave, and I am in tears nearly at the table. And then he stops a state patrolman, and
In uniform now.
Would you please tell it from there what you did? I mean, I've basically told it already, but go ahead.
He was standing right beside the table, so I just popped him on his arm and go, "Any takers?" He goes, I don't think so. I said, come on, man.
It was the funniest
Come on,
thing.
man.
If you don't pay it, you're gonna have to chase me in a few minutes.
I mean,
I
yeah.
died. It was.
Dude,
It was fun. From
And
the
for
time we
anybody-
walked in, the meal was obviously good at Jack's on the River, and
Thank you, Derek. Where were we again?
we had a bloomin' onion, which was bloomin' good. I mean, it was.
Don't do that.
It was.
It was.
I believe you, but don't.
I'm
it was
just.
blooming. Don't do that.
It was.
Listen, as someone who has had many situations where I've had the opportunity to go out with Brian, and things always just seem to happen. You know, it's never just a simple meal. In any kind of venue, meal, conference, it doesn't matter. It's not. It's nothing. Nothing is ever really simple with him.
No, it was extremely entertaining.
Which is why I can't go out with him all the time.
I get it.
You know, I got to have a limit. You know, I'm like, oh, I just ate with Brian last week. I don't know if I can do it 2 weeks in a row.
I get it.
Because he's, you know, that's just how he is, though. He's always looking for something to be funny and have a good time, lighten the mood. And, you know, I'm pretty much the complete opposite.
No, I know. We've talked about that, and I am too. Usually, I was in rare form that night. It was.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was enjoying myself.
Sure.
I was off work.
For all your professional and customized sawmilling services, contact Custom Sawmilling. They offer any product from lowboy trailer flooring, countertops, bar tops, paneling, and flooring for your home. If you remove trees to build your future home, what better way to utilize those trees than making them into a product inside your home? Serving all of Middle Georgia, Custom Sawmilling is proudly veteran-owned and operated. Custom Sawmilling is located at 1607 Caps Browning Road, Rents, Georgia. They can be reached at 478-279-3657. That's 478-279-3657.
I do have
Only
a
not
question.
this month.
I do have a question for both of you, and if you could go back in your minds just a little bit, about 2 weeks now, by the time this airs. So, I was working at the liquor store at Shamrock Beverage Mart on Friday before Mother's Day. Okay.
Okay.
We were extremely busy.
Oh, yeah, I called you.
I'm sure.
So, as you're waiting on customers, you always greet them.
Mm-hmm.
This is my question to both of you, and whichever one of you wants to go first, I would appreciate it. And I would like some comments, too, if possible, on the YouTube page. So, as I'm waiting on customers, and seriously, I'm being very serious right now, I did not want to say Happy Mother's Day because if they didn't have a child with them, I didn't want to say that. Maybe they're not a mother. Maybe they can't have kids. Maybe something happened to their child. Maybe whatever. Maybe they don't speak to their child. Maybe their child doesn't speak to them. Whatever the case may be.
All these are very good reasons.
All these things. But I was torn because I'm sitting there as I'm waiting on customers at the drive-thru or inside the store. I'm like, have a nice weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good night. Whatever I'm saying as they're getting ready to leave. And there were not even a handful that came to the drive-thru that had kids that I could either hear in the back.
It's a liquor store. Hey, kids, you want to ride up to their Shamrock Beverage real quick? Come on. Go out for my birthday.
Mama's out of tequila. Y'all load up.
Come on now. Oh, hell, let's ride up the road. Don't worry about that car seat. We'll figure it out later.
So I didn't.
The fact that he's amazed that there weren't a lot of kids at the liquor
No,
store is the
that
best
was
part.
not that. It's just that I wanted to say Happy Mother's Day, but I didn't want to say it for all the reasons I mentioned.
Right. Great reasons.
Unless there was a child with them.
Okay.
And there was only like 3 times I was able to say Happy Mother's Day. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good weekend.
Sure.
So how would you, I think I know the answer to yours. So put yourself in that position. You're working wherever. It doesn't have to be Shamrock Beverage Mart, but you're working somewhere out wherever. Maybe you're selling candles up at Bath and Body Works, whatever. And you're there. So how do you handle that? You're waiting on customers. How do you handle that? It's Friday before Mother's Day.
I am going to be as unpersonal as possible. very generic.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing? What can I help you with? Is there anything you're looking for? Kind of keep it like business, liquor store related.
Yep.
And if it goes kind of anyway, again, and I've definitely worked some customer service jobs and things like that before, because I mean, any sort of conversation you can bring up, you just don't know their history. You know, it could be something like a Mother's Day, or you know, the classic "Are you pregnant?" Not, you know, I'm not pregnant type of situation. You know what I mean? So there's all kind of those different things. So I try to be very impersonal. You know, just very casual.
Okay.
You know, how's the weather been? How have you been?
Okay.
And even sometimes, how have you been can kind of get you into some trouble. You know, but you just keep it real nice and light. Try to keep it about, you know, sell some more bottles. You know, hey, how you doing? What can I help you find? You know, need any help?
Okay.
That kind of stuff.
I like that.
And real quick, to be such a wannabe, and I don't mean like wannabe like you're not, to have such a very personable attitude that generally wants to know, you know, and wants to say nice things and be that kind of person. The fact that you work in radio is crazy to me.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like that's a very, I guess you can kind of be personable on the radio.
Oh yeah. When you talk to people, with the callers and stuff.
I don't know, man. It's just weird to me.
I love it.
I don't know if I could be.
I love that aspect.
Well, I can't be
of it.
personable anyways, much less on a phone call.
That
I would keep it like pretty much
Very-
strictly business.
Yeah. Half gallon of CNC. Whatever. So, Brian, say you, Brian.
I was in high school, and
Oh my God!
a
Where the hell
classmate
did
of
this come
mine.
from? Well, back in my day, Derek.
A classmate of mine's father had died. And I went to her at PE and said, "I'm really sorry to hear about your dad." And she looked at me and said, "I'm not. He was a drunk."
You know what I mean?
What? Wow.
Yeah.
You just there's
And
so
so I
much
think
stuff.
from that moment on,
That's crazy how that sticks with
oh,
you, ain't it?
yeah,
Oh, I
bro. I was in the Dublin High
How
School.
old were you? You said
gym.
9?
No, ninth grade.
Ninth
10th grade.
So you probably like
Yeah.
early teens.
14, 15.
Bro, I bet you were mortified.
Yeah. Because all I'm thinking of is how much I miss my dad.
Sure.
And
yeah.
and so we have this now that I know how she feels.
Right.
The hell I do.
Right.
Now I'm not going to say that I never put my foot in my mouth again when it comes to thinking someone feels the same way I
Right,
feel.
right.
But that
threw some caution to the wind.
It
for
makes
sure.
you. It makes you think.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
the
it
wrong
does.
saying,
It
not
makes you
caution
think.
to the wind.
I don't always think before I speak.
I get it.
But I try to. So yeah, I wouldn't say Happy Mother's Day to anybody, even.
I wouldn't even do if they had kids.
Yeah, even if they
Yeah,
had
and
kids.
that's the thing
Could be
too.
like an
'cause
aunt
maybe
or-
that's not their kid.
You know,
I
you
thought
just-
that too.
you
Yeah,
know.
it was gnawing at me. You know, as the day went on, the night went on, and I was
Sure.
like,
well, you want to be
crap.
nice. You know,
You do, because you do, because
Well, no, I mean, like you do. You want to be nice.
I
don't care.
And listen, here's the thing, and remember this next year. I don't think anyone that is a mother that you don't say Happy Mother's Day to is going to be like, well, why didn't he tell me Happy
Yeah.
Mother's
Right.
Day? You know,
Yeah.
they're not.
They're not going to be a
They
fan.
want to hear that from their kids.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And that's the end
That's
of
a good
it.
point. That's a good point.
That's the end of it.
There was somebody I was working with too that night. Somebody said Happy Mother's Day to her, and she has no kids.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then,
but it's just
yeah.
you know, just play it safe.
Yeah.
You know? Just play it
Okay. Well, this is the last thing I'll say.
You having a little boy? No, I'm having a hard time putting the food away.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
you
You know
just
what I
don't.
mean?
I get it. No, I get it. So one other thing, and this is not going to be funny to y'all at all, or
At all.
or the audience, but I got to put it out
So,
there,
hey, regular Derek.
and then I'll hush. So
That hurt.
there was a guy that my old neighbor Bob, and
Is it really Bob, or did you just make this
really
up?
Bob.
his name is Bob.
Hello.
And
I don't even think I know him.
and he, so what's your next question?
What's your next
question? So anyway, he used to always say he was like, I learned a lot of my frugalness from Bob. So
Bob, where is Bob? Like Bob
Bob
messed you up.
would show me his receipt, okay, you know what he saved or whatever, and
Was you a greeter at Walmart or something? Why would
you
he show
got that for how much, Bob? You ain't gonna believe it. But look here, look at him, look at my receipt. And so So Bob would call a receipt a reset.
I hadn't gathered that.
So
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
what I would do, what I will do occasionally, and I really got to be in a good mood to do it, which happens occasionally when I'm at the liquor store on Friday night, and I'll ask because you have to. You're supposed to ask them, "Do you want a receipt?" 'Cause if they don't want one, you don't print
Save
one.
the paper.
Yeah. So you have to ask. So I ask every customer, "You want a receipt?" So occasionally, and there's a couple people that I work with that I've told them, hey, you try to say receipt without laughing, and see how they respond to you. See if they look at you like you're weird or what. So I'll try to do it like 3 or 4 customers in a row. You need a receipt? And instead of saying receipt, I'll say reset. You want a reset? And they know exactly what you're saying. No, thank you. Do you need a reset with that? Debit or credit? Do you need a reset?
Nobody called you on it?
Nobody's called me on it yet, and I haven't laughed yet either. I'll do it at the drive-through, or I'll do it in person. Hopefully, nobody's watching the podcast that I do it to in the next few
Man,
days.
go by the liquor store and make fun of them. You're right. That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Listen,
I
really
do it because of Bob. I do it to honor
Sure,
Bob.
Sure. And I really wanted to make
real
fun of you and Bob for the excitement and bragging about like the savings. But I will say Shelly called me this week and was just like, listen, I went to Food Depot, listen to what I got. And she just starts rattling off stuff.
Now, she adding 10% to that?
Probably. She just starts rattling off stuff. You know what I'm saying? She got ribs, pork chops, sausage, ham, bread, eggs, just rattling stuff off. And she's just like, and I paid $50.
Good.
I was more excited for that than I probably have been for Christmases.
Wow.
Welcome to my world.
I was like fully in adult mode. I was just like, that's incredible.
That's good.
I'm still happy about it.
I'm proud of you, Chris.
Yeah, listen,
proud
growing
of
up a little bit.
Yeah, I just need to grab this cake from Mama real quick, and then we can go ahead and go over there.
This guy again?
You have got to be kidding me.
Hey, boys, I got y'all's cake right here, man. Oh, I got it right here. Wait till you get a load of this.
Derek, come on, man. I got somebody way better.
Hey, suit yourself, fellas.
Always go with someone you can count on. Emerald City Sweets is locally female owned and operated. They have been in business since 2019. They are open Tuesday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. They serve soups, salads, sandwiches, and of course, cupcakes. They offer custom cakes and sweets for your every occasion. Located at 302 Pine Forest Street in Dublin, Georgia, they can be reached at 478-205-5385. Again, that's 478-205-5385. And their Facebook is linked in the description. Get your event done right with Emerald City Sweets.
That is way better.
Somebody had made a post on Facebook the other day that was they had shared it. It was one of them posts that like thousands of people have responded to or commented on, and it was like, what movie takes you back to childhood? I think that was the question.
Oh, that's a good one.
And someone's response, and I screenshot it in case you don't believe me, was Long Guns. Long Guns, like Young Guns. Yeah, they said Long Guns.
Oh, my God.
So I said,
I think it would be funnier if I knew the movie.
Young Guns was a movie back in the 80s.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi did the soundtrack of Young Guns
Blaze
too.
of Glory.
Yeah. Blaze of Glory.
Shot down.
And a Blaze of Glory.
Was this like a
God, you're young.
It was
a satire or like
no,
a serious movie?
this
Was
is
it really?
serious.
It was. You need
about
to
Billy
watch
the Kid.
it. You need to watch
Really?
it.
Well, I can
Great
see-
movie, bro.
Young Guns and Young Guns too.
Charlie Sheen was Billy the Kid. They had some of the best lines.
Oh my God.
You got to
that-
think when
from
I
that
started
time.
like Charlie. When I think
Chavez.
about old Charlie Sheen. Was that like Hot Shots? Was he in Hot Shots, or what did he do that was like that?
Major League.
He was great in Major League.
Major League was
what
awesome.
a great movie.
Yeah.
Baseball movies are just fantastic.
Yeah.
Chavez.
Most of them are good.
We're in the
He was
spirit
Billy the
world.
Kid. There was just so many one-liners in that movie.
We're in the spirit world.
Spirit world, you can't see us.
You need to
They
watch,
ate some
the movie.
peyote.
I'm not gonna watch a Western.
Why not?
It
It's
is.
just not my thing.
You're just so
God.
close-minded.
I'm very close-minded to it.
You
Why would you
disappoint
If
me,
they
man.
remake it,
Do you
I'll
not
give
like
it a
Westerns?
chance. No, I like some of the newer ones. I like the remake of the Magnificent Seven.
You would like
That
this
was-
You would
movie.
love this
Why don't you believe us?
Um,
We had some of the same musical tastes. I felt like we
Derek,
bonded before we
Derek,
came down to record.
Derek,
Bush.
you said Hotel California.
No, I'm talking about
Don't
Bush.
don't talk to me about music.
Bush and cake and
I was being nice because Brian wasn't here yet. That wasn't genuine.
you like
You
Bush.
said you didn't like Hotel California.
You said you listened to Beastie Boys and Run
I did,
DMC.
I do. I still do. Some of them.
So give Young Guns a chance.
Man, listen, and my
You
dad, I'm
should.
sure, has seen it. Probably has it on DVD somewhere. I'm sure.
Young Guns and Young Guns 2
Young
were,
Guns and
were
Young Guns
absolutely.
too. I am not making any promises. There's a slim chance that this happens.
Yeah,
but
I think you
will-
need. I think you need to do. I think you need to guarantee us you're gonna do it before we come back on.
I have to go back and update my Tubi account.
Hey, man, listen. It's worth it. It's probably on Peacock.
I would just about be willing to give you something like a Red Bull or a Red
I'll spring
Thunder.
for the popcorn if you'll commit to watching it. But you have to watch both of them.
To be a car salesman,
You
you're a
really
terrible
do.
negotiator. Or maybe just starting on the bottom is what you're trained to do. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can
Start
only,
with
you
a
can
terrible
only go
deal.
up. You know, I
Start
can't
with
I
a
can't
deal.
offer you a
I'll
filet
bring you
mignon. I
some
mean, where do I go from
That's
there?
right.
You know, I can't go. I have
Yeah.
to start on the
I'll think
on
about
the
it.
S model.
I'll think about it.
Young Guns.
I'll think
It's
about it.
it's
Young
really
Guns and Young
good, man.
Guns
If you're a
too.
Charlie Sheen guy,
I'm a
Emilio
I don't know if I've
Estevez.
ever seen him in something serious.
oh, he's serious. In
Oh,
this
this is.
one. Yeah, he's laying them down.
I think I want to go back and watch it now.
I think I might. He lets the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, he does.
Drowning Pool.
Yeah,
He does good.
He's good. It's a great movie.
It
man.
really is.
And some of the lines, man, he's just like, no, that was Emilio was Billy the Kid.
Yeah, Emilio.
I
that's-
apologize.
Yeah.
Charlie
Was somebody else.
was someone else.
It's a weird name for a character. Billy the Kid and someone else.
I didn't get that. There's
Yes.
one scene, I'll tell you right now, see if I can't light your fire. There's one scene where this bounty hunter, they're in this bar, and this bounty hunter, like everybody's looking for Billy the Kid because he's got a bounty on his head. So this one bounty hunter, and they're feared all across the land or out west. He's sitting at the bar talking to this girl. So Billy the Kid, Emilio Estevez, goes up to him, and he's like, "What?" I can't remember the conversation, but he's basically saying like, "What you doing?" And he's like, "Get away from me, little boy," or something like that, you know, because this guy's a big guy. And he's like, "What you doing?" He goes, "I'm looking for Billy the Kid." And he goes, "Oh, you gonna kill him with that gun right there?" And he goes, "Sure am." He goes, "Can I see it?" And so the bounty hunter gives Billy the Kid, not knowing it's Billy the Kid, his pistol.
Oh God.
And so he asks the guy, he says, something about, or the guy tells him, "Let me know if you see him." And so he goes, I see him. And he's like, "Leave me alone, boy." And he's like, "No, I see him." He goes, "Where's he at?" He goes, "He's right there." And he points at himself in the mirror and shoots him with his own gun.
It was.
That's
It's
fire.
not bad. It's not
It
bad.
was.
fire.
It was.
I didn't even tell it right, but it's something along those
Yeah,
lines,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Sure.
It's
Listen,
there's so much.
and
good.
again, I've watched some of like the newer stuff. Like I said, the remake with Denzel's Magnificent Seven. I thought that
310 to
was-
Yuma.
310 to Yuma with Russell
You'd
Crowe.
love it,
That
then.
was also good.
Please tell me you like Tombstone.
I've not seen any old westerns.
You
Have they remade Tombstone? We've had this conversation before. Because I want to say I came over one time and it was on, and I was just like, "What is that?"
That
And Derek
hurt.
was just like,
That
"You
hurt.
don't know Tombstone."
That hurt.
Listen, it's cool. It's cool. I'm a hurtful person. I just don't. I don't know, man. I will think about watching Young Guns.
You just need to take a Saturday and just watch them all.
Well, I'm pretty much gonna be in the bed all weekend this weekend recuperating. I'm like,
Well,
you go.
recuperate watching Peacock.
I know you got a
Young
new
Guns,
TV,
Young Guns 2,
and I got a big ass.
Tombstone. Wyatt Earp's not even bad.
I don't know what that means. I got a 75-inch TV.
When'd you get that?
A couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Oh, Went through like a roundabout process.
I'm
but
going
we
for
got
the
it. We're
80.
in there. If you do, my wife's gonna be pissed because then I'm gonna have to get an 85.
I'm going to put it in a home theater. Seats and all.
Have you recuperated, Derek? Can we continue?
Yeah.
Do you forgive me?
I think that hit him hard there.
It did. I ain't gonna lie. It really did.
Where are we at?
I mean, about 41 minutes or so. So I think we ought to go at least another 15, 20.
Yeah. Listen, we went to talking about restaurants dropping the ball. We went to Applebee's the other day. Just hold tight.
There's no screen either. Just say,
Give us 5 more.
what does he say?
That's about all I got.
Give us 5
just,
more.
Just let it go. Let it go.
That'd get some views.
Oh yeah.
Don't
we
you-
gonna recoup it?
You know what Carl and Earlene said. you better listen to baby brother before
Earlene,
you
we
just,
sure
before
do.
you just,
We
before you just
sure
pop
love
up.
you, Earlene.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Listen, we were at Applebee's the other day, y'all, and they
Poor
the other
decisions.
night, yeah, and they actually gave us plasticware. Is that common?
Listen, brother. Listen.
I don't go out very much.
I go out more often than my budget should allow.
Is that?
Applebee's. Any of your like big chain stuff, and I know everybody here loves it.
What?
Longhorns,
Oh yeah.
Applebee's.
My baby's there
Red
right now.
Lobster.
Both of our
all
babies are there
I
right
know,
now.
I know. And she used to bring me food home, and getting it for free was okay.
I'm getting
But
some
like
food brought
places that I
home to
do
me.
not go and pay for food because it is all just frozen and reheated,
I don't
except
believe
for
that.
maybe steaks. Ask Shelly.
I don't believe. I'm not
I'm
asking.
telling
Did you just get a haircut, Chris?
No.
Looks good.
I'm due for one. They just, all those like big, it's just the best way to be profitable.
Okay.
There's not fresh anything. You don't have to pay people to cut up everything every day and freshly prepare it. So in the effort of being cost effective and making the most profit, they cut corners on the food.
Okay.
All your vegetables are in microwave steam bags. I've worked at Applebee's, not for very long, but
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I could go on here and really
I shouldn't even
ride
say
them,
that I worked
but
there. I
I'm
was there
not.
for like a day.
Yeah, don't.
I'm not.
But
you know.
Kenneth, and I'll put him out there, my brother, was mad because he went to culinary school. And he can cook and professional chef on like a country club, all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
like that. And went and worked at Applebee's and just couldn't believe that he didn't ever get to cook. They cooked the steaks.
Wow.
They cooked the steaks because you got to kind of do those to order.
Yeah.
But like all your potatoes and sides and rice, and
Microwave?
all that stuff's microwave. Bro.
Wow, that's disappointing.
It is, but again, it's not super expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're just looking for something to eat, I'm not saying that like their food is terrible.
Uh,
For me, if I'm gonna spend money to kind of go out, even if I have to spend a little bit more, I like it to be a little bit more something fresh.
So you're saying those chain restaurants like that, but like the local ones here, like
I don't know any. I know
Saltwater,
Checkers was when the local
yeah,
Checkers.
It was it.
For those who don't know, they were all fresh.
R.I.P. Man. R.I.P.
Yeah. So like, I would rather go to like a Saltwater or
Saltwater
a Company
Company
Supply, even a Jack's. I feel like Jack's is for the most part, tastes like fresh
On the
food.
river.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
since y'all brought that up, have y'all heard about the new place that's opening up this Friday? Which it'll be open by the time this drops. It's called
Yeah.
Crooked Finger.
Yeah.
You making something on my thumb?
Is it a restaurant
Yeah.
or is it a brewery?
Well, it's a brewery, but they do have a food truck, which is
Listen.
going to be, which I know you love food trucks.
Is it gonna be down? Is it
Go eat
downtown?
Cali Shack. Cali Shack comes
It's
to Cochran
downtown?
on Tuesdays. I get them every time.
They
Smash burgers
open
and
up Friday.
quesadillas.
They open up Friday.
So listen, and I'll say, as
They've
somebody
got
who doesn't drink
cornhole
anymore,
boards and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
gonna be-
nice.
that's gonna be-
breweries have great food.
Yeah.
Even if you don't drink, just want to
Yep.
go there to get some food.
Yep.
They've got some greasy,
Yep.
just good food.
Crooked Finger
I'll definitely be looking into
in
that.
Dublin. Yes.
Listen, you were talking about Scoops a couple weeks ago. I went
Fine
there.
with it, bro.
They have got a key lime truffle. It's one of the best things I've ever had.
God, dog.
It is one of, and like I love key lime cake, key lime cupcakes, key lime pie. I love all that. It's probably the richest key lime flavor I've ever had. It's so good. And at $4 a pop, man, I might go get a dozen of them. I might drop my next paycheck on them suckers. They're so good.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out how to frame this because it was really, really funny, and I'm not sure if I can. I don't know what you did, but I know you just did something with that look on your face.
It's a good one. You might want to check it. Keep it running.
We ain't stopping now for nothing.
Like we said, hey, 90 more days in it to win it, baby.
Yeah, we're in it, brother. We are in it. When we were out Saturday night, Derek and JJ, Derek had a beer too. JJ had a glass of wine, so they were in. We were driving them from Jack's and then to the dance and then to the house. We were all riding together, and Derek was talking about Aaron's Escalade, and he was like. Something about like this thing is nice and this and she made a comment that it'll drive itself, and she said back whenever Brian and I were back whenever we drank, if we had this we'd have never gotten a DUI. She said.
Oh, yeah, gosh.
If we get pulled over, I just tell the cop to put the breathalyzer on the exhaust back there because I ain't driving nothing.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That was good.
She was like, my hands ain't touch the steering wheel, sir. You can put that breathalyzer on the exhaust back there and tell me what this car's had to drink.
Test the car, baby.
Oh,
pretty
gosh.
I thought that was funny.
And
man.
the way she talks, too, that's what makes it even better.
When she goes off them tangents, bro, and changes her voice, I know something's funny about to come out.
Well, you want to wrap it up real quick? What we talked about upstairs?
Yeah, man. Yeah, just put it out.
So we had a
out.
meeting before this, long overdue probably. We've seen a decline in numbers, and we wanted to look at what we were doing. I think a lot of ups and downs is something that's going to happen, but we were kind of just reflecting on what's changed since we got started, and we all kind of came to an agreement that all three of us have lost some of the fire that we once had, and we don't kind of pursue guests like we used to. We don't really go that kind of extra mile to get the best content that we can. And we've all had life changes happen since then, and different things just going on, and it's just about being accountable. So we have dedicated at least the next 3.5 months to getting back to basics and really putting our all into at least through, getting back to the original Coffee and Ketchup, at least through the end of August. If there's something that you think we've missed out on or dropped that you'd like to see back, if you're a big fan and just don't want to see us go anywhere, let us know down in the comments. As always, please continue to subscribe, like, share the video with people who you might think would like it. We're definitely we're going to push as hard as we can to get some growth for this last quarter, and then we're going to kind of revisit it and kind of see what happens next. So, as always, your continued support, we greatly appreciate it. We ask that you continue. And like I said, share it with people. We're going to do our part to make sure that we're giving you the best that we've got every week. And we're really going to push this thing at least through the end of August and see what happens. And we're excited to see what that happens. I think we're all kind of rejuvenated a bit and excited to see what we can do when we're fully back into it. So stay tuned for that. We're excited. We hope y'all are excited as well. Again, let us know in the comments if you'd like to see us do anything, miss anything that we used to do, and whether you'd like to see us stay or go. We love all the feedback, and we would just greatly appreciate kind of bouncing some stuff off of y'all. But thank you for all the support you've given us thus far.
Yeah.
As always, thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Buckeye Preferred Services, Emerald City Suites, and Custom Sawmilling. As always, I will have the videos to their independent web pages down in the description of this video. Brian is picking up T-shirts this week, I think. I know he said that last week. We're finna get them. There may be they may be hiding somewhere. I don't really know, but we finna get them. Don't even worry. If you want one, please reach out to us at coffeeandcatchuppc at gmail.com. Y'all two got anything?
Nothing further.
Darius ready to go. You got something to take care of. Well, hey, we appreciate y'all listening in. Be sure to like and subscribe and everything. And we will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.